issue. I can't stand the fact that we still argue about something so trivial. The part that frustrates me the most is the people that say that gay marriage is a threat to straight marriage. As if straight marriage was this tiny, blind, newborn baby chick with two broken legs, all alone in a dark and ominous forest surrounded by ravenous homosexual wolves with sequin fur. How is marriage supposed to withstand such a powerful and fabulous predator? We have to defend it. And it's bullshit. Why? Because everything is a threat to marriage, okay? Religion, money, pornography, drugs and alcohol, other married people, single people, moving, Angelina Jolie, fucking life in general, it's all a threat to marriage. But you want to know what the biggest threat to marriage is? Marriage. Because once you're married, the only thing you can do is be single again. And that's a threat to marriage. So, if we truly want to protect and defend it, we have to make marriage illegal for everybody. Think about it. If no one is allowed to marry, how can marriage be harmed? You can't hurt something that doesn't exist. You ever try raping a leprechaun? And don't act like you haven't. It's pretty tough. Yeah. It gets a little edgy when I start talking about raping leprechauns. But once marriage is made illegal, that's going to lower the divorce rate to a very impressive 0%, which I think says something. The whole problem with this starts because there are some people citing a literal interpretation of the Bible that says marriage is a gift bestowed from God, handed down to us straight people, divinely bonding a strong and determined, righteous and dominant male with some worthless bitch lucky to have him. And the more righteous the man, the more multiple the bitches. Thus saith the Lord. The problem with this is that in actuality, marriage is something conceived by humans and attributed to God to keep gays from electric sliding down the aisle. And I don't say this to belittle marriage, okay? Do I think there's many emotional, physical, psychological benefits to it? Yes. Do I think spending the majority of your time with someone that you love more than anyone else on this earth is both admirable and inspiring? Of course it is. But the idea that God played a part in getting you two together is sheer narcissism. He's the Almighty, not Match.com. The idea that he's up in the clouds planning everything out, you know. I'll let 6 million Jews die in the Holocaust, hundreds of thousands of Muslims in Bosnia and blacks in Rwanda, and I'm going to make Carter end up with Haley. What's that, high school sweethearts? You were born, raised, and educated in the same socioeconomic environment and all your interests are somewhat similar? What are the odds? Miracle. Now, that's not saying that God doesn't have anything to do with the marriage. He participates. But not directly from the sky, playing matchmaker like a 13-year-old girl with a yearbook. He's in the way your wife looks at you after 25 years of marriage knowing she made the right choice. He's in the gentle caresses you give each other after exchanging orgasms while your roommate plays Halo. He's in every sight, scent, taste, touch, argument, flirt, fight, and fuck the two of you share, and that goes for whether you're gay, straight, bisexual, or transgendered. And when you realize that, you realize the idea that God wanting marriage to be just for straight people is about as ridiculous as saying God wants air hockey to be played exclusively by snow tigers. And I don't say this to belittle married people at all. I only say it in an effort to spread some tolerance and acceptance in times of damaging fear and distrust. And because impassioned rants like this have a tendency to get me laid. I'm sick of playing Halo. I'm also sick of being told what God wants. Robert, I think it's pretty obvious in the book of Leviticus that God is against any homosexual behavior. Oh, well, in Fox and Socks, foxes wear sockses. Robert, are you comparing the book of Leviticus to Fox and Socks? No. Fox and Socks was written by a doctor. And it's more sensible. Oh, but the gay behavior angers God. I'm going to have to burst a bubble here. God can't get angry. People, we get angry. Animals, maybe. Badgers don't seem that cheerful. But God can't get angry. That's us trying to describe something that's freaking incomprehensible to make sense of our world. So we hit God with every imaginable adjective except being horny. God can be angry, but he can't be horny? That's probably why he's angry. Let's face it, the Old Testament God is a God that really needs to get laid. He's angry, bitter, vindictive, jealous, paranoid, and he knows it. So what does he do in the New Testament? He gets him some. He knocks up Mary through the Immaculate Conception, sometimes referred to as the Holy Fuck. And how does he behave once he gets his divine rocks off? He's loving, caring, compassionate, forgiving. Come here, you little Jew. Even when he's killing his own son, which I think makes him pro-choice. But which brings up another argument against gay marriage, and that is that children need a mother and a father. This is what's known as the two dogs don't make a right defense. So let's take a look at what a wife provides, what a mother provides. Unconditional love, support, nurturing, guidance, protection, unexpected 45-minute phone calls dealing primarily with the illnesses of people you've never met before. Turns out you don't need a pussy for that. You don't. I'm sorry. Oh, well, it's damaging to the kids. We can't allow them to pass on this damaging lifestyle. You know, if we're going after unhealthy lifestyles, how about we start with the obese? Okay? First off, they contribute heavily, pun intended, to the skyrocketing cost of healthcare. You know, when they're teaching their kids all this fat propaganda that's not really breakfast unless there's meatballs in it. How does that look, boy? Cloudy with a chance of heart failure. And yet we still allow them to marry and have kids. You can if you're obese, and that's one of the 7 deadly sins, gluttony. It's the fat one that sits out while the others play 3-on-3 base instinct ball. And we're okay with that, because they're not gay. No matter how many of the 7 deadly sins you have, you can still rear and raise children, even if you're obese, greedy, envy, sleepy, bashful, doc. Wait. I might have switched into the dwarfs there. Oh, geez, how much time do I have left? Am I good?
You're behind.
Oh, all right. Thank you very much.